Yeah, just been feeling like absolute crap. Not a very nice feeling or experience. Like, I mean, I suppose I should take advice because everyone is one and everyone's a mirror. So if anyone has any awareness or anything, that would be great, even if you comment after the live is uploaded. I've never experienced this before. I've never experienced like anxiety or depression or anything, and I don't even really believe in such things. I don't really believe in that. I believe, it's all a mindset or a vibration that you can tune into. Oop. However, I really was quite satisfied, I suppose, is the word. But I wasn't being a very nice being. I was always, demanding people for things, and I really think it's just my attachment to my idols, to like material stuff. And I've been chucked out in the bush. I'm not really in the bush, but like my house is in a really bad area backing onto the bush, and it's a shit as house. I've just got so much fucking frustration, sadness and anger in regards to that, and I can see that it's an idol. It's just shocking. I don't know. It's just the anxiety has been. That's why I haven't been able to come live. Like, I haven't been able to even have the confidence to. I'm not even on the screen. Like, I used to get on live every single day, no matter what I looked like, not giving a shit, inviting anyone on, speaking about anything unapologetically, not even giving thought to what people would think. And I think I went so far that way that the pendulum swung in the opposite direction, and I started to think, because I have abilities, being a psychic medium, to be able to tap into people's judgments and thoughts and emotions. And then I started to perceive their perceptions of me and judgments of me, and I can see and feel everyone's judgments, and it's not a very good dimension to be in, because at the end of the day, who is anyone else to judge another being? I know that. However, I just have been stuck in this realm of guilt and shame and depression, anxiety, helplessness, hopelessness, not wanting to do fucking anything. Could be worse. I could still be a drug addict, or I could be, attending my partner's funeral, like certain experiences that I have experienced in the past, just looking in judgment and comparison. However, it doesn't change the fact that I feel like crap. So that's why I bit the bullet and started looking at the spiritual warfare and looking at the unforeseen forces of, maybe there is certain entities that attack, and there just is no reason for me to be feeling like this. And it's just lack of motivation, lack of inspiration. Listening to certain people talk is just like everyone is so fucking boring. Just dread. No one is talking about anything that I want to talk about. And then it's like, what do you want to talk about, Emily? And I don't even fucking know at this point. Talking about something that can better my life, maybe. But then it's just moving into pride of life and, you know, materialism and vanity and this and that. Like, people would die for the things that I have. Some people don't have a house, some people don't have their kids, some people don't have, you know, nature to look out upon, you know, this and that. I really hate my house. It's the shittest fucking house in the shittest fucking area. I just have to speak the truth, otherwise it just gets congested. I'm sick of going around saying, oh, yeah, I'm grateful though. I'm grateful, but it doesn't change the fact I fucking hate it. I don't really even care about like losing all the, like my channel and losing my subscribers and this and that. I do miss the clients. I do miss working like that. Like, I mean, I say that, but I've got 3 people waiting on fucking readings right now. I was like, waiting on channeled messages. That's why I push myself to come live so I can get into the vibration of actually doing it. Because the dread and the pain, and it's come from like close family and friends' judgments of me being a psychic medium. That's really what tore me down. You know, being called crazy. Yet they loved it when I was making fucking 6 figures and buying everyone things from my said crazy abilities. I just really don't like certain aspects of the ways of the world. However, I know you can move into vibrations and experiences aligned to different timelines and experiences, because I've been there, like, done that. And I really was having a grand old time. Like, some people are like, oh, how do you miss the past? You know, you were doing this, you were doing that. And it's like, may not resonate with everyone. However, it worked for us, you know. We used to get together on Zoom all the time, on Facebook Messenger, and, you know, I was really helping a lot of people, and people had the money to fucking pay for it. So, like, who are others to judge my experience or that person's experience? You know, who the fuck do they think they are, really? Of course I was happier then. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I was able to gift my kids a lot more, and I was in a nice house. Really got this attachment and idol to the house. It's really got to burn, because it's really got to burn. Because it's really nice sitting out here, and I haven't even experienced this before, sitting out the back and feeling the nice vibes out here. But it's just not a very big house, and like my kids can't really invite friends over, and what are they gonna fucking do? I don't even want them walking around this area. You know, I suppose they could go out the bush. I lost fucking everything. You know, I really did lose so much. Like, a lot of the stuff I still have, but it's all broken. So, like, you know, had to move my shit into storage, into this house, into that house, and then, you know, all my stuff's just fucked. I really just got chucked in whirlwinds of getting taken down. And like this one thing that I've been thinking about is like how these certain energies can get into, you know, your nerves and your nervous system and your blood and your tissues and your body and stuff, because I have really felt certain things, especially in my nerves and my nervous system, like, and other people would put it down to trauma and stuff like that. However, I've been through way worse than the shit that I went through recently, and I never had, you know, anything. When you're doing a soul purpose, it just clears up everything. So I can see that haven't been in alignment with my soul purpose. I haven't been in alignment with doing this, like speaking vulnerably, unapologetically, my experience to help others. Because there is a weird mirror aspect that helps others. And, you know, I have no subscribers on this channel. However, through law of attraction, it'll find people that it's meant to. And it just is what it is. I really feel like being guided back into the twin flame experience, though, and channeling for the twin flames, coming through with weekly energy updates, or at least just having that trajectory, that momentum that I did have in the past, or some type of outline to the unseen, non physical experience of the divine masculine and feminine dance. It's just, I have so much resistance to it because a relationship is the last thing that I'm fucking thinking of right now, but it's probably the main thing. The divine, you know, just guides us to is love within every moment. I feel like I look like shit. I feel like shit. I wouldn't even want someone to fucking look at me in that way. So, and you know, in regards to my perceived twin flame, if I'm talking about the first one, the one that I started this channel on, he hasn't spoken to me since the 11th of the 11th, 2016. So, you know, what do you say there? Blocked me on everything since that day, on every, you know, social media. So it's like, or did I talk about the next twin flame? You know, the second perceived twin flame, which I've only ever had two perceived twin flames. And, you know, the second perceived twin flame, he's continuously harassing. You know, rang me last night wanting to come over and this and that. And it's just like, that's the last thing I feel like doing is fucking seeing you. There's no attraction there whatsoever. I mean, that could be my resistance. But it's just always about sex, and it's always about, you know, self-gratification with the second twin flame. And it's just like, I can't be fucked. It's just, I don't even want to have sex anymore. I don't even want to be in those fucking vibrations. It's just so gross. Maybe it is time to look at the first perceived twin flame again as the mirror. That's really where it started to go to shit, when I stopped channeling about twin flames. Just went to absolute poo-poo caca. Maybe it is time to get the tarot out again. Stop worrying about judgments of religious sectors or, you know, beings and this and that. I mean, Alex had a lot to do with the downfall of tarot and stuff. Oh, you're channeling demons. It's just a fucking reflection. Like, that's all it is. Everything's a mirror. Something has to shift, something has to budge, because it has been so. It's been hell. Like, I've never experienced emotions like this and negative thought forms. Like, today is the first day that I've felt good in ages. Like, I don't necessarily feel good, I just have hope today. I feel like, you know, there's things to be grateful for, and I actually have energy, and, you know, I'm not just hiding in my bed. Like, I cleaned my room up today. I mean, I don't even have a fucking proper bed anymore. I'm sleeping on 2 single mattresses. I don't even have, like, an office or anything. I have fucking nothing. I have the shittiest little experience. At least I'm not in a tent. So I can see that I was brought down to the bottom, and then, you know, I like to build. So maybe we just won't go into the spiritual ego that I went into last time, saying that I'm Sophia Christ and God's bride, and I mean, what the fuck was that? It's just the intense amount of synchronicities, and, you know, my whole reality collapsed into this disco.
Can I check with her personal license?
Yeah. Don't open the door though.
Yeah,
Alright. It's probably in the back seat, Noah. Well, I can unlock it for you. My house backs onto the bush. Found it?
it's on the back stairs.
Do you need it?
Yeah.
Alright, just wait.
Sorry.
That's alright. No, Barracuda and then on the way back drop you off, you know?
Yeah.
Alright. Love you. I'm back. Yeah. Something has to shift. Something has to budge. Because there's more to life than this crap. I think I'm just going to keep coming on live every day and just expressing. It's been very therapeutic. I mean, that's what I did at the beginning in 2016. Just speaking it out without even thinking or listening and getting the energies out. It's better than actually speaking to someone face to face. It's therapy for me just to express. In saying that, I really do want to get these readings done for everyone that's waiting. There's 3 people waiting, and you guys know who you are, obviously. So expect them, and thank you for your patience with me. It's just there's just such a procrastination. There's such a block in regards to doing it, and like I think it's just because I've been in shock, really, maybe, after my whole life collapsed and losing everything. Slowly starting to get it all back though. At least the kids are healthy and happy. Going to buy Ivy some Halloween costume clothes this afternoon. I mean, even getting her to school, like I have to drive her to school, which is a fair way. It's like a 15-minute drive.
Mum,
Yeah?
I was just going to get me a taxi later. It's okay.
Really?
Yeah, he's got a taxi card apparently, like a free ride.
Okay, so will it be after 4?
Probably.
Yeah, because I don't want... You can't lock the house, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait till I go. Oh, what are you going to do?
Just play Fortnite or something.
Alright.
Yeah.
You don't want to go for a bushwalk or something?
So hot.
Yeah.
When's summer?
December.
Coming up.
Yeah.
2.5 weeks away.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
I don't need anything fancy, but an e-scooter would be nice.
Yeah, I'll have to work it out.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of money saved there.
Yeah.
What?
Kid.
Oh, yeah. I love you lots, Noah. I'm glad you're home.
Yeah.
Love you lots. It's Noah's birthday coming up and I don't even have any fucking money. If anyone's listening and gives a shit and can donate, please donate. It's just fucked. It is just fucked up. He wants an e-scooter, which is like $600. $600 I just do not have. Oh, God will deliver. God will deliver. Yeah, you'd be surprised how much like people's negative thoughts and perceptions of you actually affect. It takes a little while, but you know, it comes around. Like karma is energies. It's not necessarily, oh, you've done something wrong or done something good or bad, because there really is no such thing as good or bad. It's all just an experience. It just is. And it's more so about the vibrations. There's low vibrations and there's high vibrations, and low vibrations, they definitely catch up. They all accumulate, especially if they're projected from the heart. Like, you know, thoughts are one thing. They're like clouds of thought forms that affect you, but from another person, it really, it's like a wave. Whereas if you're a sensitive heart and you have an open heart, empathic heart, it really affects. We've really just been dealing with a lot of emotions. It's full on. I mean, money is the biggest fucking stress, but I'm sick of getting on here talking about money all the time. That's all I was really focused on was, you know, trying to get bigger, bigger, better, better, better. Which was innocent in itself. It was for the kids. However, it then, you know, bruised the kids to continuously want and want and need a lot. I remember the beginning of the twin flame experience and the unapologetic expression that was coming through me, and how much passion and inspiration I had to make a video or a reading or something of the sort. Like, I don't even have my camera anymore. I could always do it on my phone. However, I'm being magnetically pulled to the start of the twin flame journey to be my sole purpose, really. I remember I used to do little videos talking about certain topics, and I really appreciated them much more than tarot readings. So that's why I stopped the tarot. One of the reasons why. I didn't need that tool, didn't need that middle tool. It's just this unapologetic expression, like, what would be my first video coming back talking about twin flame awareness? It'd probably be, where are the twins now? I'm channeling the 144,000 on Earth, having a look at what they're doing, the state of separation that we're all in. It's definitely a magical experience looking at the twin flame as a mirror, like the actual perceived soul. And it does alleviate worries and fears in life. There's just such a lack of hope in regards to union in the collective. I can feel it. Hope of actually reuniting, or even a want to reunite. Like, it's interesting to move into the experience of what would I feel if I was before the, first perceived twin flame. Like, what would one feel or experience, or I don't even know. I can't even imagine it, really. So much shit has happened since then. So many different experiences in the last 8 years. Maybe we could all give certain aspects of our twin flame soul back to them, as we have scattered them through one or two or three or four or many other perceived souls as twin flames. Was it very nice of us to scatter fragmentations of that twin through others? That could be a kind thing to do. And maybe move into acceptance of who the catalyst of the twin flame was. I couldn't think of anything worse than being in a fucking relationship. I'm trying to move my awareness into, how I'd feel. I think I've just put everything, all my efforts, all my love into my children, maybe I've matured, maybe, I can see the ones that truly love me and can express it. Therefore, I reciprocate that love, to my kids, because my kids are so unconditionally loving. But I mean, some people don't even have kids, so like, I wonder what they would experience, like, where they would put that unconditional love. And I feel for you all. You put it into yourself, I suppose. That's probably where I've gone wrong. Like, I haven't been putting the energy into myself. I've just been giving it away to my kids to the point that, like, I'm pretty fucked physically. Like, health-wise, I just feel like shit, look like shit. It's definitely that spiritual battle, though. It's that warrior mode. You have to continuously fight through any of the negative emotions. Like, that's why I just keep coming back to spiritual warfare, because there's definitely waves of negative emotion. And, you know, it can't be negative self-talk, because, like I said, there's really not much going on. Mentally, it's like more so the emotions. Like, I suppose I have been really hard on myself, maybe, in regards to feeling guilt and shame and this and that. But something's got to budge. Like, that's why I've just come on here and just expressing so I can get the emotions out. Because it's just illusionary. Like, in one aspect, I've done really well to, you know, bounce back from said collapse and get I even got a job, and I've recently quit that job though, so there could be some guilt and shame there, but got a job, got a house. Because fuck working in the ways of the world, like, the fuck? I can't even go out into the ways of the world. It's just like the worst experience. Like, even having to go Halloween shopping this afternoon for my daughter's Halloween night is just like, you just got to do it though. You got to brush yourself off and just go do it, because it's something that, you know, your child wants to experience. And who am I to take that away just because I don't want to go out in the ways of the world? That's why I really should push through the procrastination and start the business again, so then I can really afford to gift my things that the kids want. They're getting older and they, you know, want more and more expensive things, and it's just like, really, I just want a better home for them in a better suburb, in a better town than I'm in right now. Like, this is the only house that I could get, because rent's through the roof, and my rental history was not the best. Like, and I hate to judge in comparison, say, oh, well, other people, you know, have it worse off, because it's just judgment in comparison. It's like, you know, I really measure myself against myself. And 2 years ago, I was in a really, really good space. And the only shift that I can see within, you know, not being in alignment to my soul mission is that, you know, I stopped talking about the twin flame thing. I allowed others to get into my head about what it is to be a twin flame, and you know, I'm really at this point being guided back to the beginning of the twin flame experience, because that's when I was, you know, seeking God. Like, I went through this seemingly innocent relationship, and then through separation, like, I just went to this catalyst of an awakening and seeking God. And it was great. And I started helping a lot of people and started mirroring for a lot of people. And, you know, felt better than I ever had. Yeah. In regards to my beliefs of the 144,000, I still believe that. It's like encoded within me. I don't even need to think about it. I do believe that at any one given time there's 144,000 twin flames on Earth, and I believe it's about dissolving the ego enough, releasing judgments of the external, no matter who it is, what it is, to reach that space of unity within. And in like one aspect, if you're a feminine, you're speaking to your masculine always through everything, whereas like others that aren't twin flames, they're speaking to like the same themselves, whereas we don't have a self. We have to dissolve the self, and we're speaking to the opposite sex within the external reality as the mirror. And I believe that's the difference between humanity and twin flames, is that we are speaking to the opposite. We're speaking to, it's not an identical mirror, but yet in the paradox it is, because they're your twin flame, they're your mirror, and it's an even grander mirror in one aspect. It's just, it's a little bit more difficult because it's the opposite sex. You're not speaking to yourself, whereas like they say you speak to you. For twin flames, it's an actual other soul. But then it's like, what happens if that one of the twin flames die? It's like, what, are you not a twin flame anymore? That doesn't make sense. And I suppose you'd be in that aspect of still utilizing that soul, that mirror, as your external always, whether it's physically incarnate or not. And maybe that's what's happened to me. Maybe the partner that I lost was my twin flame. I think it's about acceptance, though. We all know who our twin flame is. It's just about actually accepting it. And it might not be the one that you want it to be. And it's really hard not to be influenced by others' perceptions of who your twin flame is as well. Because, like, whenever you talk about your twin flame to others, like, they have some type of judgment about it. Because, again, I believe beings that aren't twin flames, they speak to themselves in the external, whereas we speak to an actual other soul, like the opposite sex. And it's about looking past the physicality, looking past the gender difference there, and seeing that the mirror transcends physicality, really. And it's at a level of soul. See, that's where I feel like I fucked up. I went beyond the soul of the incarnate and I went to spirit. And I started identifying, oh, Jesus is my twin flame, the Holy Spirit is my twin flame. And it's like, fucking, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, the universe really humbled me. It's crazy. And now that's crazy. Can't help but laugh at it, eh? Jesus already had his twin flame, Mary Magdalene. But no, Sophia Christ. A crazy cray. I say that in the nicest way, but that's where the judgment is, and that's where it's manifesting in the external. It's like, you know, the fuck. That's where, again, spiritual warfare comes in, because, you know, spirits, what spirit is guiding me to say that? Because the Holy Spirit would never guide you to say that. Interesting, though. Moving into acceptance of who one's true twin flame is, and allowing it just to be the way that it's meant to be. I may crack out a tarot deck tonight or something, go live and do a reading in regards to what's coming up for the collective. It's really about finding peace in one's present moment and not worrying about tomorrow. Tomorrow has enough worries for itself. Just allowing life to be what God gives you within the moment, because, you know, having a natural or a psychedelic experience, you really, like a spiritual experience, you see everything is perfect in the present moment, whether you like it or you can accept it or not. And sometimes emotions or mental patterns really just get in the way of that. If you guys are guided, if you're watching this back or live or whatever, just, you know, maybe reflect something, because it really helps me. It means more than you guys know. As a catalyst, as inspiration, as passion, to really help me move through like this time in my life, because I've been very isolated recently, you know, to the point of depression and anxiety and just not even wanting to do my passions. Like, this really is my passion, coming on and just expressing. And I wish that I was more enthusiastic and, you know, had all the glitz and glamour like I used to. The tarot and oracle and this and that. But sometimes it's best to just be simple. My battery's running out, but, you know, I really enjoyed just being able to express, because I've been so bottled up, keeping everything inside. And it's not that I've had no one to talk to, it's just that I choose not to talk to anyone. Like, you know, so many people are actually reaching out saying, come hang out, or let's do this, and no. And it's just like I've been too depressed. Like, even just admitting that I've been depressed, like, helps alleviate it a little bit. We feel some fucking hectic emotions as twin flames. And, a lot of people claim to be twin flames and they're just not. Like, I'm sorry. In the spiritual community, a lot of people jump on the bandwagon, but until you've actually gone through that separation with a specific soul and, been obsessively, depressively in that mirror experience with someone, and again, people think that they have, and it's just like, it literally changes your whole fucking life. Like, everything changes. It's the biggest fucking catalyst, in this matrix, in this experience. And it's not about saying twin flames are better than others, because, a lot of the time we don't want to be twin flames. We don't want to experience these hectic emotions and go through such a seeking journey with God. But, encoded, you can feel that we chose it at a soul level. There's going to be a lot of temptations and a lot of souls that try and deter you, lessons and tests. And every time, you conquer those lessons and tests, it, like, moves you deeper into union with your destiny, like, with where you're meant to be. You're always exactly where you're meant to be. However, you can be deeper in where you're meant to be. You can always be deeper, as the present moment is infinite, and you can be deeper in union, and that can manifest outwards as well. Like, you can see that mirror, like, it's always going to be that trinity. Seek God first, seek the kingdom of God first. Like, your unity with God is going to reflect how deep you're in union with your twin. And that's something really hard to swallow, because, you might not be focused enough on God. You might be talking to the wrong God. You might not be, in your true truth in regards to who God is or what God is. And, it's just about, a lot of the time, going back to where your catalyst was and that experience when you felt most in union with your twin flame is, unfortunately, when you're most in union with the divine. And for us, it's not with yourself, because there is no self. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, your twin flame is that self, whereas normal humanity has a mirror of themselves, but yet we have an actual another twin. It's like twin soul situation. So it's a twin flame. So you're not utilizing the external reality as a mirror of yourself, because there's no such thing as a self. That's what the ego dissolution is. So it's not even the divine, because it's like the divine has gifted you a twin flame as a mirror. And there's nothing wrong with having a self as a mirror. Humanity is the majority of humanity. That's how they experience their reality. That's how they manifest. They can be woke and not a twin flame and still manifest as utilizing the mirror as themselves. They speak to them within every moment and blah, 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 blah. But, the divine is above and beyond. And, a lot of the times you've got to escape the matrix or transcend the matrix to unify with the divine. So then you can find your way back or trickle it down, manifest as within, so without, as above, so below, with unity with your twin. Like, it really is union with God, union with twin, union with God, union with twin. There's no self in the twin flame experience, and that's why we experience such forms of separation and pain, because, we go back to ourselves and it's just union with the ego, and it's like, well, that's not real. I'm speaking to myself, well, hello, boring. It's like, we know that that's not the truth. That's why we try and break the mirror. That's why we try and dissolve the ego. You don't try and break your twin flame if you're speaking to your twin flame as the perception of everything in the external reality. because that's the realness, that's the twin flames, that essence, that spirit of unity. So for twin flames, really looking at everything in the external as your twin, as the equal and opposite vibration, which is a masculine and feminine dance beyond the physicality. And seeing it as such, like, you know, really learning what the masculine attributes are and learning what the feminine attributes are and becoming the embodiment of such, because if you're being the masculine, how can the masculine be the masculine? They're going to be the feminine. It's always going to be distorted because it's not in the right soul, if you will, or in the right flame. Like, you must become the totality of the masculine and feminine. That doesn't mean you can't be active as a feminine or something of the sort. It just means acknowledging that anything that is masculine attributes within you is actually your twin flame. It's actually the essence of your twin flame working through you because you're a twin soul. And giving gratitude to that, acknowledging that, and, you know, accepting that, holding reverence to that. Being in the awareness of that, so then it can flow, because your mind really does manipulate your reality. Like, it pushes the emotions, the energy is in motion. Your mind, your focus is the trajectory of where the energies in motion are going to go, and you can really not manipulate but guide and shape and mold your reality, especially if you're looking in that masculine and feminine union dance. And, you know, it's quite it's like intelligence on steroids, because, you know, you've activated your higher mind, and then you activate your higher heart in regards to the emotions, and you're experiencing emotions that most of humanity do not experience, like compassion, forgiveness, empathy, mercy, grace. Like, these are emotions that it is the twin flames mission to utilize. So then when others that aren't twin flames are perceiving their reality, they can start to mirror that for themselves, because they do have a self in a sense. They are speaking to themselves. They're not a twin flame. And, like, it's just like the body of Christ. Like, every form on your body has a different function. Like, you know, if the muscles in the arm don't work, you can't move your shoulder and this and that. And it's like, well, the shoulder helps the arm and this and that. Like, everything has a specific role. It's not like saying that, you know, twin flames are the end all be all, the only things that matter. It's just stating that we have a different role. You know, just like if you were in experience that someone's your soulmate, like, you wouldn't be going through the masculine and feminine mirror dance. Like, you don't view through that perception, you don't view through that lens. You know, you're more so experiencing just in a different perspective. You just view it as a mirror in a different way. Like, our mirror is very different because we're looking at this thing that has a different form, you know, it's a masculine or a feminine, it has a different form. And it's like, but it's a mirror. And it's like, well, it's not a mirror because one has this genitalia, the other has that genitalia, or one has this type of attribute and the one has that type of attribute. And it's like, yeah, but it's still, it's one in the totality of it all. It works in unison. It works as a twin flame. Like, works as the function of two as one. Because I can assure you and tell you from experience, if you deny who you believe or you know within your heart is your twin flame, it's just going to come back around to it. It's just going to come back all the way around, no matter whether it's 10 years, 20 years, 5 years, it's going to come back around to it. And, you're going to have a huge wake up call, and energy doesn't die. So you're going to have a whole heap of shit that you've neglected in the mirror. And, through the rice experiment, where you say, I love you or I hate you to the rice, the one that is actually neglected and you don't say anything to, it gets the most moldy. So, all this shit that you've neglected is going to be, it's going to be a whole bunch of crap that you have to deal with, and it's going to manifest physically. And, it's just, speaking from experience, it's not worth it, because, like, it can nearly fucking kill you, like, this mold, this freaking reality of what you've neglected in the mirror. Because, a lot of the time through my experience, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm a twin flame guide, or I've got followers, oh, don't worry, twin flame, because, oh, I don't care that you ignored me for so many years because I made a whole business out of our relationship. Yeah, well, that got all taken away, didn't it? And I went to the bottom of the pit in regards to losing everything physically, like absolutely everything that I gained. I'm literally like back to where I started, even in a smaller house than I was in. I mean, I didn't go into a heroin addiction. I didn't go as low as I was, because 2 years before I met my twin, I was like a heroin addict and everything. So, it kind of just went back to the start of everything that I'd manifested through the twin flame relationship then got taken away. So, just back to the fucking beginning. I mean, this is the only thing that's actually giving me inspiration and passion, is looking at the twin flame connection, because it's like, there's a spark there, and it's got nothing to do with, well, it does have something to do, it's a neglection again, it does have something to do with the incarnate, but it's literally the mirror at the soul level. Can I share this live? Yes. So, it really takes focused awareness as well to stay in that vibration of viewing the perceived twin and being, like, viewing the masculine for the feminine's reflection with specific incarnate. Like, it takes a lot of focused awareness, and it never used to be this hard. This is why I keep saying it shouldn't be this hard. Like, it's all those years of neglect, all those years of separation, of neglecting the mirror and not viewing in that perception. That's really what makes it so difficult. So, some advice for everyone would be to take small steps to really viewing that twins are different in that aspect. You're not speaking to yourself in the external, you're speaking to your twin. But yeah, it is still a mirror, even though it's the opposite sex. Like, that's really the only difference. It's nothing wrong with you speak to you in every moment. It's just twins don't experience that. You do speak to you because your twin is you, but it, again, is the masculine and feminine, not... and I understand it's beyond gender. It's just, that's the only way to explain it. It's like an alchemical union that not all humanity experiences, and it doesn't matter. Like, it's just I've experienced twin flames, so that's why I speak as a twin flame guide. Like, others could be speaking about law of attraction, and you speak to you in every moment. They're just not twin flames. Like, it just doesn't matter. There's no better or worse. It's like we dissolve the you in the form of it being a twin soul. That's why they're twin flames, twin souls. So just focusing, utilizing that, like even looking at the trees and like, you could see it as your twin waving to you and the branches are flowing in the wind. Something as simple as that. It's just whatever comes up in your intuition is the right answer. And the more that you experience that mirror exercise with the external reality without having to have the incarnate, there, the more that it manifests the incarnate there. Now, I feel like a lot of people are scared of manifesting their twin because they're then look at their self mirror, right? And they're like, oh, but I'm not ready, or I don't look good, or I'm not in the best place. And it's like that all doesn't exist because, again, there is no self. So you can't all of a sudden just change and look to yourself. The only other person you can look to is God. So it's like God or your twin, which is you. God or your twin, which is you. God or your twin. And I feel like that's where twins get lost because they just fall into the ego and they're looking at themselves and it's an illusion. It's what the rest of humanity experiences, yes, but we're not the rest of humanity. It's 144,000. I truly believe that. So it's about just accepting, you've chosen before birth, like you've chosen beyond time, space, and experience. Yes.
So,
Yeah, so just accepting, and moving into that focused awareness that you're speaking to your twin. And like I said, that's where I believe I fucked up because I went from soul to spirit and forgot all about like the masculine soul as a reflection. And that's why I started saying like Jesus is my twin and this and that because, I was looking for that mirror as the soul level. But I mean, Jesus rose, his spirit. So you can't go say Jesus is your twin flame, Emily. So, and I believe it was like an innocent experience in itself as well. Like it's a forgetfulness. I went through amnesia of, ignorance is definitely in there, but like, ignoring the reflection as the gifted twin flame, mirror as the divine masculine and feminine dance. And, I swerved off my soul mission in a sense where I stopped being of service to the twin flame collective because that's really where my life started to move upwards and onwards and better and better was when, I picked up the camera and started my YouTube and started channeling the twin flame with no expectation, no judgments, no attachments, just started, reflecting the divine masculine and feminine dance. And all these things just came naturally to me, all this awareness in regards to, the mirror and this and that. I mean, there was a lot of synchronistic, guided to spiritual way showers that I resonated with, Teal Swan, Abraham Hicks, Anna Brown, like all those experiences, Bashar and stuff like that. And yeah, just allowing like other souls to get into my head and mind and soul in regards to and heart in regards to judging them, and really just getting involved with certain perceived wannabe cult leaders or cult leaders, and different spiritual ego beings that were a personification of the fact that they did speak to themselves in every moment, or that they were speaking to, maybe the opposite, masculine or feminine, but yet they were God or something. So, like, it really went into a spiritual ego realm, and I was very much so influenced and went into a state of amnesia and confusion to these aspects. But yeah, definitely guided to hop on to create some financial abundance in regards to helping, like being of service, because I just can't get a job in the ways of the world. I'm not guided to, it hurts my heart. And the only place I feel expansion and guidance to manifesting money, and I really do need money. Like, I need to gift my children things like food, clothes, this, that. And it's not about being in a space of non-materialism. I understand I may not have needed a house that big, and, I may not need to buy all these fancy things, but I really didn't. I was quite minimalistic, and I, I've been like really frustrated with certain friends and stuff that are just like, oh, it's an idol, or you're in materialism, or, you don't need all that. And it's like, yeah, I understand I don't need it, but I was like guided to experience that. Like, I was guided to experience having nice things. It's not like I was a fucking millionaire. Like, and even in regards to like having shame or guilt around me receiving donations, like these people were gifting me donations because I was helping them, like they felt like they gained something out of the experience being connected with me. And, who the fuck is someone else to judge whether, you know, someone should give me donations and this and that, whether it makes me feel good or that person feel good. Like, it's whatever's guided in the heart, and maybe that's just a part of my journey. Like, God was definitely helping me out through working through other beings. It's not like, I was threatening to kill these people or doing spells on them if they didn't give me donations. Like, I understand I was in spiritual ego in certain aspects. Again, like, I just went through the whole explanation of why, because it was an innocent amnesia or misconception of, moving from soul to spirit and this and that. But I don't really need to explain myself in those aspects. I just wanted to express and, get out some of my experience. And thank you for the 3 souls that are waiting for their twin flame energy channeled messages. Twin flame channeled messages, $50 donation at this time. I do have a link. I did set up another PayPal if you all would like me to come through with a channeled message. And I mean, I really am guided just to do like channeled messages for spiritual, advice and twin flame awareness. Like, I'm not really guided to go get a job in the ways of the world. So your support really helps, this experience. And I know that God will just guide it towards, what is meant to be is meant to be. And, for the ones that have donated or, thinking about donating, I just really appreciate it. And God's working through y'all in regards to, there's just so many things coming up with birthdays and Christmases and ways of the world bullshit. And I'm just got unwavering faith that it's all going to work out. And it's really encouraging, if you guys, express why and how I'm helping you, because then I can continue on that trajectory. Like, I think that's where I went wrong. A lot of people were just donating, and then it kind of became like this generic thing. For 12 months, I lived off donations. Like, people were just donating, and I don't even know why. And I think that's why, I have a lot of guilt and shame. Maybe if you're like, you know, told me. I know that that was your way of saying thank you, but a lot of the time it really helps if you just send a little message and say thank you, you know, along with the donation. So it's not just like, I don't know, it's just a weird thing. It's just a weird thing. I don't know how to explain it because I've got a lot of guilt and shame in regards to receiving donations. However, I can feel that, you know, I'm still guided to receive them, like, because I know that I do help people. For some reason, I have, like, I'm a mirror, and just simply by me being authentic and expressing, I suppose a lot of people, you know, don't get out there and express unapologetically their life and their experience. So, you know, it's a way of saying thank you and stuff like that. But I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's just communication goes a long way in regards to why, even if it's like no reason, it's just like no reason, just guided to, you know, just a message like that will relieve me of any guilt and shame for receiving the donations, because that's why I feel like everything got shut down. Like, I felt so much guilt and shame that I wasn't working, you know, I was just receiving donations, and I still was working though. I was getting on live every fucking day and just expressing free content. So I was doing, if not more, amounts of expression and spiritual work and channeling, which can be tiring at times, like energetically. However, financial abundance is a vibration. Everything is a vibration. And gratitude is a vibration. Like, love is a vibration. All these things, it's appreciation, you know, these certain things are vibrations. And you know, I feel like I've been perceived that I was feeding off them or something of the sort. It's not. It was just a cyclical energetic exchange of love, like I thought. And, you know, for certain friends to come back and say, oh, you know, you were very fucking something of the sort. I don't even know what people have said, but I've had a few reflections from friends, close friends lately, whereas I don't know what their intention is, but it's just moved me into like guilt and shame for receiving of certain people. And to be honest, I just feel like those people couldn't handle the mirror that, you know, I would have reflected, because I was on steroids in regards to reflecting people's truths. Like, only certain people stuck around right to the end, the ones that could handle my mirror. The ones that disappeared for like the last 3 years or something of the sort. It's because they couldn't handle the mirror. Like, it's as simple as that. Even though I was in, you know, just say spiritual ego, it doesn't matter. It's still a mirror. Everything is a mirror. So it's like I'm a reflection of your spiritual ego. So, you know, you're going to face it or you're going to ignore it. You know, that can get very toxic though. And it did get very toxic. You know, a lot of people were hurt. But I mean, they're just not my people at the end of the day. The ones that can't handle me, I'm just very unapologetic and speak my truth when I'm in this aspect and being me. And I feel like that's why I've been so suppressed lately and I haven't felt like myself, because I haven't been able to express, or I haven't pushed myself to get on, and I've just been procrastinating in regards to expressing, you know, what comes through. Like, I'm not even channeling, I'm just speaking and, you know, being me, unapologetically me. And I see, like, it took a good half an hour to really get through expressing how I feel. Like, I owed reality an expression, and then I was like, oh, wait, I'm speaking to my twin every moment. And this was like, your twin always knows how you feel within every moment. You guys are not separate at a level of soul. It's the illusion of the physical reality, which not necessarily, it's an illusion, it's just something other than you perceive. It's the experience, I would say, of the physical reality. And, you know, it's just about being in acceptance and moving through those energies in motion, and expression really is the only way. That's why I really guide you all to connect to me, even if it's just a message or an email, and just message me, because it's an energy exchange of expression, giving and receiving. Like, it's just about being in the guidance and always following the guidance. And I was really guided today just to get on and express, and that's the only thing that I can really gift. And it is my gift, it is my soul mission, it is my soul purpose. Like, I am the mirror, and I know that just by being authentic, the more authentic that I am, the grander the mirror is for others. And I really believe, like, just remember that mirror is your twin flame for the twin flames. And ones that, don't resonate with the twin flame journey, you're speaking to yourself, you're speaking to your own soul. Like, you're either a twin soul or a single soul. That doesn't mean that you don't attract a soulmate, like, within your experience. It's just a different type of experience of a mirror. Not better or worse, it's just you're either speaking to you or you're speaking to you as your twin. So for the ones that resonate with the twin, just be in awareness that you're focusing and communicating to your twin within the external reality. Don't neglect it, don't deny it, because it will come back around. And, like I said, that which is neglected will brew a mold, like the rice experiment, and it will be a whole bunch of shit that you'll have to decipher. All these different fragmented, broken mirrors that you'll have to decipher, which don't feel or smell or look good. You know, being in acceptance that you are speaking to the opposite soul, but yet you all are one in the same within every moment. Because a lot of the time, God's like, yeah, you're speaking to me, but can you speak to your gifted twin? Like, you're having a twin flame experience. Or a lot of the time, if you're not a twin flame, God will say, oh, yeah, you're speaking to me, but can you speak to you? Because you're ignoring you. And, like, it's always pushing you back into union as the manifestation, as within, so without, as above, so below. Like, it's always going to push you to your twin or to yourself if you're not a twin flame. So it's just about being in acceptance. You're having a physical experience, and that's what it means to be as within, so without, as above, so below. Like, there is, either God for non-twin flames, or God and a twin soul. It's either God and yourself or God and your twin. Like, you have to accept whether you're a twin flame or not. You have to accept whether you're actually having that experience, because if you neglect the twin flame experience, you're neglecting your soul choice before incarnating, and it's not going to work out. Like, you've already chosen whether you're going to experience it or not. So, and you choose with God. Like, before you come in, you choose these things with God before time space. You don't, it's not like, oh, I wish God didn't make me a twin flame, or I wish I didn't choose to be a twin flame. Like, it's already set in stone, because it's not a good or a bad thing. It just is. It's just the isness of your experience. It's just one aspect of your experience as well. Like, you have many different types of relationships. It's not just a love in that aspect of that type of relationship. So, yeah, just be in acceptance and follow your soul purpose. Really tap into God and get rid of all the distractions and communicate to God, because the message through your intuition from God will come through in regards to what you're meant to be doing in this lifetime. If you're not feeling satisfied, if you're feeling negative emotions or something, it's because you're in out of alignment with your soul mission, your soul purpose. If you're a twin flame, you resonate with that. That's your best mirror to begin with, and it'll reflect what type of job you are to have, or what you're meant to think or do during the day, what you're meant to eat. Like, all these things fall into alignment when you look straight in the mirror, because if you're not looking in the mirror, like, you can't see the truth, really. You're just kind of walking around blindfolded. You got to look at yourself through the eyes of the twin flame at times as well, and go into the masculine or feminine dance, because you're a twin soul. So, it's just about remembering that there's two, masculine and feminine. And if you're a feminine, just say, and you're in a relationship with a twin flame, masculine, whether you're in physical relationship or not, you're speaking to that equal and opposite soul, within every freaking moment. And, you know, a lot of the time that's frustrating because you might not know who your twin flame is, or you might have forgotten, or you don't believe, or you don't agree with, you know, who God is saying your twin flame is. And it's not about having to do anything, it's just about going step by step, moment by moment, and following guidance from God. And yeah, not ignoring that mirror, like communicating to that mirror at a level of soul. And even in the physical, like a lot of y'all just like don't get off your ass and communicate to your perceived twin flame in the physical because you're scared of judgment or rejection or this or that. And it's like that's an illusion of the fact that you have a self. There's no ego, there's no you in that aspect to even be hurt, because when you're, it's just hurting your twin. So it's like you're literally enforcing separation or telling the universe that you want to stay in separation. And that's why God just continuously brews and builds that relationship with you, because the more you're in union with God, the more you will align to union in the physical reality with your twin. So, and again, you've chosen it, it's your sole purpose, blah, blah, blah. All right, I'm going to hop off, guys. So, yeah, if you want to communicate to me, book in, or anything of the sort, you know where I'm at. I'm on Facebook or Instagram, Emily Davey. You can communicate to me there. And I'll see you all soon, or just comment on this video. Bye.